Guys, I woke up this morning and I was feeling very motivated. And I wanted to talk a little bit about stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of that bubble or that space you've created in your life that you feel safe in. And that safeness has grown into comfort, and you create a frame around it, and anything outside gets to the point where it scares the crap out of you. And I've been there, right? One of the reasons I got to where I am and I built my resilience, my mental strength, my tenacity, my consistency, my will to always move forward is because I've been in that frame and it's been shooken so many times, and I was propelled out of there, and I had no choice and no other option but to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And one of the things, and I say it openly, I was living in my gym for almost 2-3 years. I was sleeping on a bunk bed right here. And an interesting story was when I had a flood in the gym, and then I kind of was living here. I told, when the plumber came here and he was fixing the house, he couldn't believe I was living in my gym. I said, well, it's okay. It's cool, man. It doesn't bother me. My gym is right here. I'm getting my shit in order. I had to brainwash myself and condition and accept where I'm at I had to become comfortable at being uncomfortable. And I had to tell myself, this is my state. I'm going to make the best out of it. It's great. Like, I had to adapt to this situation because that was my given circumstance and make the best out of it. And what happened was when I saw him, because I moved upstairs, they renovated my house. He's like, I thought you were happy downstairs. I thought you were good. I go, I was good. I was happy. I made the best out of it. But now I'm back at my house. I had no choice but to get comfortable at being uncomfortable, because that's what life gave me at that moment. And when we're going through moments of high stress, anxiety, when we're propelled out of our comfort zone and out of that frame because we have no choice, you need to build that resilience. You need to build that character. You need to build that training at one, accepting the circumstance, two, finding a way to make the best out of it, and almost getting comfortable because that's what you have at the moment, and accepting the fact with the goal and plan that this you will be getting out of it, that it's not permanent. So as long as you have a plan and a goal that you're moving towards, use that as motivation if you're in an area in your life where things are not going the way you want them to go, that you're gonna have to step out of your comfort zone. At some point, life will challenge you in order to grow. It's impossible for you to grow in that same state of comfort. At some point, you're gonna have to step out, and you're gonna have to go out in the wild and figure shit out. And when you go out in the wild and you figure shit out, it comes with failure. It comes with criticism and judgment. It comes with so many different challenges. And it's so easy for you at any point to just quit and go back. But one thing you need to tell yourself is that, you never quit. You never give up. You never ring that bell to give up. Because then you're going to go back to your comfort zone and you're going to go back to that state that you were. And guess what? In a year, 2 years, you're going to be in the same place wondering, what if I had stepped out and stayed out? And then you might try again. And then the first sign of struggle, challenge, failure, you're going to go back. And I tell people, once you get out and you make the decision to grow, step out of your comfort zone, challenge yourself, show the world everything that you could do, don't go back. And that comes, even if you fail 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times, 50, 100, maybe it's going to take 101 for you to get it. That's my mindset. Because it's never going to be easy. It's never going to just magically happen. And get the idea that anyone owes you anything in life, because nobody owes you shit. It's your life. You are the designer, the architect, the creator, the decision maker, good or bad, which is not good or bad, whether you fail or not. But that word fail. So it's all about the meaning and the belief and the words that you use to what's happening. So the word failure doesn't exist. To me, failure means I tried something that didn't work. I just got to do it a different way. That to me was failure, because in my mindset is I will do something over as many times as I have to until I figure it out. As long as every time I'm doing, obviously the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same result. You keep doing it differently, better, fine, be creative. And eventually, when you're chopping the tree at the same place over and over, you're gonna hit it. You're gonna drop it. And that's what it takes to be successful in any areas of your life. You might tell me, it's the same thing in relationships. You want to get that great partner, you have to become that partner you want to attract. You have to manifest yourself in what you want from a partner. If you want to be successful in your business, and we have Level Up Martial Arts, right, who reached out to me and he was doing one-on-one coaching. I helped him build his business. But man, this guy worked his ass off. Every time we had a coaching call, I gave him work that he had to do. Sometimes I gave him 1 week, sometimes 2, sometimes even 3, because I know he was doing 2 jobs at the same time. And now he's got 1 million followers on TikTok, his YouTube channel, his coaching programs. He worked his ass off. And I remember when he reached out to me, he was a little bit, I don't want to use scared. He was a little bit apprehensive of putting out his content. And I told him, man, I'm telling you, you're good. I'm seeing what you're doing. Before he released his videos, he showed them to me. Man, you're good on camera. I would tweak this, I would tweak that, but put yourself out there. And he did, right? Sometimes it just takes that little tiny boost, that little poke for you to say, you know what, I could do this. And you got to believe in yourself, guys. You got to believe in yourself. I always say the whole world could believe in you, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're doomed, right? You got to find something inside here. Your why has to be so big that you not seizing your why, you not living your why will be the greatest regret. And like I said, if you're going to step out of your comfort zone, and you will at some point, you're going to have to make big decisions of changing your job, maybe getting out of a toxic relationship, cutting out some friends, late nights, early mornings, just to get stuff done. There will be an amount of sacrifice that will have to be put in. And don't listen to all these gurus and all these motivational guys who are trying to sell you a shortcut. There is no shortcut to success. Everybody I've met personally that I can touch, forget about what you see on the internet, right? Everybody's faking it, right? Or most are faking it till they make it. The millionaires I know, the people who are happy or successful that I know, there was no shortcuts. Hard work, effort, sweat, grind, consistency, failure after failure, right? I know I have a friend, also someone I train. He's a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. He goes, Nick, you know how many businesses I failed? You know how many times I went bankrupt? So many. People look at me now, I'm successful, but they don't know my journey. The difference between him and most people, they would have quit. When he went bankrupt and he lost everything, he had to rebuild himself from scratch, right? Whereas most people maybe would have stayed in that zone and said, that comfort zone, and say, you know what? It's too hard. I'm not going to try again. I might fail. Like all those words will never add to your life. And I always say there's always a but. But what if I fail? But what if you fail? You'll do it again. But what if it doesn't work out? You'll try a different way. But what if I'm not smart enough? Become smart. There's always a way to make it happen. There's always a way that you could achieve your goal. The only thing that stands between you and achieving your goal is you. Nobody else. Not society, not the school system, not your government, nothing. You have to believe that anything that you want to create, and that's my mindset, that I can create it. All I have to do is figure it out. And I say this to my son. He asks me sometimes, Daddy, how do I do it? Figure it out. I know how to do it. I don't want to teach him how to do it. Figure it out. Develop the mindset. Develop the mindset. Develop the knowledge, the traits to learn to figure shit out. Google it, figure it out, do research, read a book. There's always something that you could do. That's my theory, right? And sometimes when I teach self-defense, people are like, well, against a knife, there's nothing you could do. Great. So tell your attacker, if you get attacked with a knife, there's nothing you could do. Or you could at least learn, try, attempt something. A little bit of something is better than nothing. But again, that's my mindset. It's the growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is there's nothing I could do. It's never going to happen. It's too hard. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the talent. There's always a reason for you not to do something. And that excuse, as much as it might look like it's an exterior factor, it always comes from you. And then there's always a reason that you'll find to make something happen. Again, there's tons of exterior factors, but what lies into you, growth or fixed mindset, comes down to you. So on that note, guys, step out of your comfort zone. Get comfortable at being uncomfortable. Be okay with being uncomfortable. Be okay with you maybe, quote unquote, failing. Be okay with things not going the way you want them to go. Be okay with things not turning out the way you had planned for them. Be okay with just, maybe not doing it at 100% and doing it at 70%, but you're working towards getting better. Part of the stress and anxiety is our state of not accepting what is in the present moment. Once you accept what is, the stress and the anxiety goes away. It's part of that, and then always have a plan. Because if you're in a state where your shit's not in order and you're freaking out, sit down, break it up, create a plan and say, right now, this is where I'm at. What's my exit plan? How am I gonna grow from this? What is this teaching me? What am I gonna learn to do this better? And a great example is one of my first websites that I built, which was called Creative Combat Solutions. The channel that I have right now was called Creative Combat Solution. I had hired a web designer. And then the guy did the web design, and I don't know what happened. He just vanished. He went through some personal stuff. My website crashed. I had no more website. And that's when I had to sit down. I was so mad because I invested time and money in this. But once it crashed, that's when I decided to tell myself, you know what? The truth was, Creative Combat Solutions, that name, that vision, wasn't that great. Maybe it's a good thing. And then I changed my website, my name, my branding, and I put it towards something else. Maybe if that website hadn't crashed, I would have stayed there under that name, working that brand, going towards that vision, which was the old Nick. So sometimes shit does happen for a reason. And if you think it doesn't, find the reason and find a positive reason. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to thank you for watching. Subscribe, hit the bell. If you want to do some one-on-one coaching, go visit my website, nickdrossos.com. As well as, guys, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and share this video with someone who needs that motivation, who needs that to get out of their comfort zone. So on that note, guys, stay safe and stand strong.